Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. ABP Bear Brown says someone is trying to sabotage him. Alaskan bush people star Bear Brown is trying to achieve one of his dreams right now. However, the reality TV star said that there is someone who is trying to sabotage his chances of winning. Here is what Bear is doing and what he said someone is trying to do to hurt his chances of succeeding. Bear Brown ranked first in cosplay competition. Bear Brown has a love for a lot of things. He has combined at least two things into one right now. Bear loves comic book characters, with a huge love for Batman villain, the Joker. He also loves filmmaking and took his ideas to the realm of cosplay competition. Bear has created a short film before of him dressed as Joker. Now, he is trying to win a competition that is all about fan voting to determine the winner. On top of Bear possibly winning the grand prize, there is also a charity aspect to this competition, with money going to the Starlight Children's Foundation. Last week, Bear was trying to get to the next round, and even his sister Rain Brown helped spread the word for Alaskan bush people fans to vote for her brother. The good news is that he made it past that round in first place and moved on. He is now competing for the finalists. The bad news is that there are people who hate Bear Brown and Alaskan bush people who want to sabotage his chances of winning the cosplay competition. Someone is trying to sabotage Bear's chances at winning. Bear posted a photo of himself on Instagram and let fans know about the people who are trying to sabotage his chances at winning this cosplay competition. He said there is a group of haters on Facebook who hate his entire family. They have started sharing the link to vote for Bear's opposition, asking people to vote for the other person so Bear will lose. Which technically isn't how the competition is supposed to be. You're supposed to vote for who you want to win, not so one specific person loses, Bear wrote. He went on to say that it was flattering. There are 3 days left until the end of this round, and he is still in first place. This is despite Alaskan bush people haters trying to sabotage his chances. Anyone who wants to vote for Bear Brown, or against him, can do it on the official cosplay competition's website at cosplaystar.org. This round ends on Thursday, April 13, in which case the group finalists will be named. In the shadowy depths of the Alaskan wilderness, where the trees whisper ancient secrets and the mountains stand as silent sentinels, Bear Brown's world is ablaze with a new kind of battle. No longer is he merely wrestling with nature's raw elements. Now, it seems, a more insidious force is at play. Someone, or something, is trying to sabotage him. The morning mist clung to the treetops like a shroud as Bear, the fearless son of Billy Brown, surveyed his domain. For years, the Alaskan bush people have thrived in the wild, forging a life of self-reliance and resilience. But recently, the atmosphere in the Browns' homestead has shifted. There's an unease that Bear, with his acute sense of the untamed, can't ignore. It started with small, almost imperceptible incidents, tools misplaced, supplies running mysteriously low, and strange noises echoing through the forest at night. At first, Bear chalked it up to the wild's unpredictable nature. After all, the wilderness is as untamable as it is beautiful. But soon, the occurrences grew too frequent, too deliberate, to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Bear's intuition, honed by years of living on the edge of civilization, screamed that something was amiss. His mind raced with possibilities, but the truth was elusive, slipping through his fingers like water from a glacial stream. The rest of the family noticed it too. Dave's traps were being sprung without a catch. Noah's carefully constructed devices malfunctioned, and Rain found her garden trampled by unseen intruders. But it was Bear who felt the weight of it most heavily. This was his home, his wilderness, and it was under threat. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the snow-capped peaks, painting the sky in hues of fiery orange and deep purple, Bear gathered his family around the crackling fire. The flames danced in his eyes, reflecting the simmering anger and determination within him. He told them what he suspected, that someone was trying to sabotage their way of life. The Browns were no strangers to adversity. They had faced down storms, wild animals, and the harshest conditions nature could throw at them. But this was different. This was a challenge from within the human spirit, an unseen enemy who knew their every move, their every vulnerability. The family exchanged uneasy glances, each one silently acknowledging the gravity of Bear's words. For days, Bear patrolled the perimeter of their homestead, his senses on high alert. He moved with the grace and silence of a predator, every twig snap and rustle of leaves sending a jolt of adrenaline through his system. But the saboteur was clever, leaving no trace behind, no clue as to their identity or motive. Bear's frustration grew, gnawing at him like a persistent hunger. Then, one night, as the wind howled through the trees like a restless spirit, Bear heard something that made his blood run cold. A faint, almost imperceptible click. It was a sound that didn't belong in the natural symphony of the forest. He followed the noise, moving stealthily through the underbrush, his heart pounding in his chest. As he neared the source of the sound, he saw it. A small black device nestled in the roots of an ancient spruce. A trail camera. Someone was watching them. Bear's mind raced. Who could be behind this? Was it a trespasser? An overzealous fan? Or perhaps someone with a vendetta against the Browns? The possibilities were endless, but one thing was certain. This was no ordinary prank. This was calculated, deliberate, and it was aimed directly at the heart of the Brown family. He brought the camera back to the homestead, showing it to his siblings. Gabe's brow furrowed in anger, Ban's eyes narrowed in suspicion, and Rain looked genuinely afraid. This wasn't just an invasion of their privacy. It was an attack on their way of life, their sanctuary in the wild. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Bear decided to play the saboteur's game. He set the camera back in its place, but not before tampering with it to send back a signal of his own. Bear was no stranger to technology. Despite his wild man persona, he knew enough to turn the tables on whoever was watching. If they wanted to play cat and mouse, Bear would be the cat. The days passed with an uneasy tension hanging over the homestead. The family went about their daily routines, but the carefree spirit that once defined their life in the bush was gone, replaced by a simmering suspicion. Every sound, every shadow, was analyzed, every movement questioned. The Browns were on high alert, waiting for the next move. And then, one fateful night, the trap was sprung. The saboteur, confident in their anonymity, returned to check the camera. But Bear was waiting. He watched from the shadows as a figure moved through the trees, oblivious to the predator stalking them. As the figure reached down to retrieve the camera, Bear struck, his powerful hands grabbing the intruder and pulling them to the ground. The struggle was brief, but intense. The intruder was no match for Bear's strength and determination. When the dust settled, Bear pulled back the hood of the figure's jacket, revealing the face of a man he didn't recognize, young, scruffy, and clearly terrified. "Who are you?" Bear demanded, his voice a low growl. "Why are you doing this?" The man stammered, trying to form words, but fear had taken hold. Finally, he managed to croak out a response. "I was paid," he said, his voice trembling. "Someone hired me to mess with you, to make you leave." "Who?" Bear pressed, his grip tightening. The man hesitated, then spat out a name that sent a jolt of shock through Bear. It was a name he knew, someone from their past, someone with a grudge. The revelation hit Bear like a punch to the gut. This wasn't just sabotage, it was personal. Bear let the man go, his mind racing with the implications of what he just learned. The battle was far from over, but now, Bear knew his enemy. He returned to the homestead, the weight of the truth heavy on his shoulders. The Browns would face this threat as they always had, with strength, unity, and an unbreakable bond with the wild. As Bear stood before the fire that night, the flames once again reflected in his eyes. He made a silent vow. Whoever was trying to sabotage him would soon learn that the wilderness is not just a place, but a force, untamable, unforgiving, and unstoppable. And Bear Brown was its fiercest defender.